Yo, it's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building. This will be my full card UFC Vegas 35 predictions. Also the tough finale. So some really good fights on here. I am gonna be releasing this a little early, so it is what it is. But yeah, let's get to it, man. Honestly, a lot of good fights, man. Probably you got a fight of the year contender. In the main event, I hopefully, and then you got a really good fight with Kevin Lee and Daniel Rodriguez, but some really good fights here, man. But let's talk about the first fight of the night, the curtain jerker, Martinez versus Guido Cannetti. Good fight right here. Mana was supposed to fight Trevin Jones. I thought he was going to be outmatched there, but I think this is a really good matchup for him. Guido is, 41 years old. He's, got knocked out in his last fight. Mana is I think his 8 wins are all by knockout. He has a lot of power. Hasn't fought great competition, but, Guido, I didn't see a lot of good things in his last fight. Now, can he win this fight? Obviously, he has a chance. I think that fight, when was that? It was it has to be it was a year and 5 months ago, so it's been some time since that fight. But he can do a lot of things to improve. But I don't know. You never know with these guys. You can give a guy a year and a few months and they're still the same fighter. All right, so that's just how it's gonna be. But I don't know. Guido, he lost to Donna. No shame in losing to Donna Barboza. That guy got real knockout power, right? And I think it was the only time he ever got knocked out in the UFC. But the way he fought scared. In my humble opinion, it felt like he was waiting for the knockout, almost like he knew it was gonna happen, and he was just he didn't know what to do in there, right? So those are some things I didn't like. The way he was moving, he was throwing a lot of naked kicks. I don't like that. When you throw a lot of naked kicks, you're expecting a right hand to come through. Martinez is really good at rolling and throwing that lead hook and just fighting that counter right. He's really good in the pocket. Losing to Draco Rodriguez is not a good look, but he's a bantamweight. So, and I think Draco is a featherweight, right? Right? Is Draco featherweight? I'm tripping. I think Draco's a featherweight. I'm positive, right? Yeah, he is a featherweight. So no shame in losing to that guy. He's undersized for that fight. He does look like a smaller guy, so I wasn't surprised when they said he was gonna fight at bantamweight. So I think Martinez. I think he should win this. I'm actually predicting a second round TKO. So yeah, I'm taking Martinez by second round TKO. Next fight, Razak Alhassan versus Braga Neto, Antonio or whatever. I've talked about this fight. I guess they were supposed to fight last week. No, they're not. So they're fighting this week. So it is what it is. But yeah, Abdul, I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with Abdul, man. He has a judo background, but he doesn't use it. Legit power, and I think he's just trying to get these guys out of there. I don't know what to say about Abdul, man. I can't pick a guy that made Jacob Makhmud or whatever. I don't know what his name is, but the guy, Phil Hawes' son, looked like a goddamn superstar in there and had him yelling and talking crazy, right? I just can't pick that guy. Antonio, I've talked about it. He submitted Anthony Smith. He has legit experience. He seems like, Abdul's kryptonite. You look at the guys he's been losing to, Manur Laziz, that guy's just coming off a loss too. He got lit up by Warley Alves, who just got knocked out in his last fight. So, it's not looking good for Abdul. I like the kid, man. I really do. I'm rooting for him, but it's just I can't pick him. It's just I know after those last 2 performances, the Chaos Williams fight, that was atrocious. To lose to a guy like that, oh my God, Colin Williams was acting like he was the GOAT after that, and everyone was like, oh man, the next, welterweight contender, this and that. So, I'm taking Antonio. I think by second round submission. I think he's gonna get him out of there. His jiu-jitsu experience, I think, is gonna help him here. And we've seen Abdul can't deal with takedowns. I don't know what he can do, and I think he left Fortis MMA. I'm positive he left them, so he's not with those guys anymore. I don't know what he could do in a 3-month span since that Jacob Makhmud fight to deal with the the jiu-jitsu and grappling offense of Antonio Brago Neto. And his losses are Trevin Giles and, Clint Hester via split decision. And those were 3 and 7 years ago. So 10 years ago, right? Since his last win, which is kind of crazy. So, yeah. But, beating Anthony Smith, that was 8 years ago. And then Brock Larson, I think, by submission. He's legit. He's a legit guy. But, I mean, beating those guys, I think he gets it done. Inactivity might be against him, but I'm taking him. Sam Alvey versus Wellington Turman. Both guys. I mean, Wellington Turman. Oh my God, homie. Dude, I don't know who to pick here because I could see Sam Alvey knocking him out. I really could. Turman. Oh man, I felt bad for the kid. When he got knocked out, but I am going to take him. He is young, and he has really, really good jiu-jitsu. I would just like for him not to rush it and just kind of it's I don't know, it's, position over submission, right? I would like for him to just take those positions, stay in half guard, get your work in. Don't try to choke the guy out every goddamn 15 seconds, and that's what he did against his last opponent. What's his name? Bruno Silva. I don't think that Bruno guy is that good, right? But I think he got Wellington that day. I'll give him his credit, but I think Wellington Turman is going to take this in the second round via sub. I can't go against Turman here. I like Sam Alvey, but he hasn't. And he's 35, so he's still in his prime, but he hasn't won a fight in a minute. I think he's on a 5-fight losing streak. He does have one draw in between to Jung, which isn't bad. He's a good fighter. Well, I shouldn't call him a good fighter. He's a decent fighter. He has notable wins over, Rashad Evans, a former champ. So I'll give him that. But and his last one I guess was I think it was Gian Vellante. But I mean, if I look at certain things, right, the reach, he does have a reach advantage, but to get choked out like that by Julian Marquez, man, that ain't a good look. I think Turman should get the sub here. I really do. But this should be close. Yeah, 40-60. Yeah, this is close, man. This is a close fight. That's how people are kind of leaning on Tapology. But, I mean, it's just one of those things, y'all. It's hard to pick, but I think Turman should get the sub in the second round. But Alvey could knock him out. Dustin Jacoby versus Darren Stewart. This is my underdog pick. I'm taking Darren Stewart. I think Darren is the better fighter out of the two. Let me check if Darren is a dog. He should be a dog, right? He lost his last fight. Jacoby had. You never know. They might be. Let me look. Actually, I might be wrong. Look at the odds, because I could be tripping. I'm positive Jacoby's gonna be the favorite. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, Jacoby's the favorite. But not that much though. It's not. Yeah, they're not that bad. But yeah, at the end of the day, Darren Stewart. I mean, losing like that to Eric Anders, I was very, very, kind of, 50-50 on that. I did pick Eric, but I was like, you never know, right? But just Eric had that just crazy performance in the first fight, and he was finna finish him. So I was like, oh my God. And then the second fight was a complete bore. I didn't understand how that even worked. Like, how does that even work? But Jacoby, I watched the Maximum Grisham fight. He lost that fight. I mean, I'm sorry. He lost that fight, in my humble opinion. He does have a legit kickboxing background. 78-inch reach to 74. So he does have the reach advantage. He is the taller guy. But I think Darren Stewart is a lot more scrapper. I think he's getting better, and he's a lot younger. And I don't think he's that bad. Like, he has a lot of power. He's good in the clinch. His wrestling's getting better. I think he's just a better MMA fighter. I think Jacoby might be the better striker out of the two. But I think Darren Stewart, the dentist, I think he's gonna get it done. He's a good fighter. And got a lot. I think he gets it done here. I think Darren, and he needs the win. If he loses this, he's on 2-fight losing streak. If you count the Darren Stewart fight, the Eric Anders fight with him, the first one, that might be a 3-fight losing skid for him. So he could get cut. Jacoby, he's on a bit of a weird win streak, you know. I think if I look at, you know, he has the win at the Contender Series, beat Justin Ledet, which had everyone hyped on him. Grishin, and then he had that draw with Ian Cutelaba, which I thought was, you know, Cutelaba kind of gave that one up to him. But it is what it is. Next fight, Pat Sabatini versus Jamall Emmers. Good fight right here. Man, this could go either way. I could see it. I mean, Jamall Emmers is I would say the better striker out of the two. He does have that win over Corey Sandhagen, but Pat Sabatini does have that win over Tristan Connolly, who is the father of Michelle Perry. I don't care what none of y'all say if y'all get mad at me for saying that, but he is. Hey, that's his pops. You know, he can't say nothing else. But I mean, Pat Sabatini, he is the better wrestler out of the two. He looked really good in his last fight. Jamall Emmers, I mean, the Chaz Skelly thing, that was kind of like, come on, bro, you can't be doing that stuff. I know he had some back spasms, but, you know, pull out that late, I don't know. He's a good striker, but his last victory was against Vince Cachero. He did lose to Giga Chikadze via split decision, so that's not a bad look. But I think Pat Sabatini is the better wrestler out of the two, and I think he gets a decision win. I think he'll get more takedowns. And yeah, I think he'll kind of ragdoll Jamall Emmers a little bit. But, I mean, you know, records are deceiving, you know. Jamall has more experience and than Pat. Pat's a good wrestler, man. I saw a lot of good things when he fought Tristan Connolly. Obviously, Tristan's not the best fighter in the world, but I saw some good things out of him. And then our tough fight and our championship fight, which is crazy. We got a late replacement, Gilbert Urbina versus Bryan Battle. I mean, good on these guys to come in. I think they were actually teammates. They're both on Team Volk, so that's going to be interesting. Bryan Battle, I mean, that kid's upset. I remember he beat I forgot the guy's name, but the big wrestler guy with the beard. I thought he was going to win it the whole entire thing, and then he came out of nowhere and won it. So good on him. He's a scrapper, man. I would say he's a better striker. He has good takedown defense, and he has good submissions off his back. Gilbert Urbina, I mean, he's more of a grappler, if anything, and he's kind of looking for those takedowns. He does have a loss to Sean Brady, so there's no shame in that. I think Bryan was supposed to fight Gore, right? I think that's the kid's name, the little black kid with the crazy backstory. But I mean, I'm taking Bryan Battle. I think, you know, he's the better striker out of the two. I think he'll have better takedown defense. I think that's all Gilbert's going to be looking for, is to get the fight to the ground. So it is what it is. Next fight, another one of these tough fights. Ricky Torres versus Brady Hiestand. A lot of people going with Ricky. I'm taking Brady in this one. I'm taking Brady by decision. I think he's the better grappler. I think he just looks good everywhere, man. The kid is solid. Ricky is, you know, he's scrappy. He's a bit of a weave, right? He does his little Hadoken thing, which is cool. And he has an interesting personality, but I just think Brady's going to put it on him. From belt to belt, I think he will be the better grappler out of the two, and I think that's what's going to dictate the fight. He's a good scrapper, don't get it twisted, but and he's a Team Alpha male guy, so you never know. He does fight at Team Alpha male. I don't think that they're going to be in his corner. I don't know how that's going to work, but yeah, you never know. He could win a decision, but I'm taking Brady. I'm taking Brady by a grapple fuck, and their reaches are, for some odd reason, non-applicable. I know Ricky is at 72, but they're not telling us what Brady is, so it is what it is. And then the next fight, Kevin Lee versus Darren Rodriguez. I do have a breakdown on this. Y'all know I'm taking my boy Kevin Lee in this one all night. D-Rod is a good fighter. Don't get it twisted. He has a lot of opportunities to win this fight. I don't doubt him here. He's a tough, big guy, and I could see D-Rod getting the W, but I think Kevin Lee is going to have a classic performance. I think he's going to beat him bell to bell. I think he's going to wrestle fuck him for a long time. And I think he's going to look at the Dalby fight and be like, okay, Dalby was able to use range and almost touching him and getting out of the way from getting touched. You know, he played that game to touch and not get touched, right? He was giving him fits. He had D-Rod. You know, D-Rod was mad with Dalby. You could even see it in the corner. Even the corner knew what was going on. That D-Rod was losing that fight. So it is what it is. I think Kevin Lee. I think he's gonna win this. I'm taking Kevin by decision. I think he's gonna beat him bell to bell. But yeah, go check out my breakdown. So Kevin by decision. Gerald Meerschaert versus Makhmud Muradov. I mean, what a great fight for Makhmud. This is an awesome fight. Gerald Meerschaert, I mean, he's a legit vet. He's a legit vet in the game. He let me down big time when he fought Khamzat. I really was pulling for him, but I am really high on Makhmud Muradov. One of the only money what's it called? Money Mayweather promotion fighters in MMA. Money Team. I'm sorry, my bad. I was drawing a blank. But I mean, really cool stuff. Kid's boxing is legit. He's grappling. It's okay. We haven't really seen enough of it, and I think it might get. We'll see some of it against Gerald. But his boxing is legit. 25-6. He's fighting at a Czech Republic, age 31, height of 6'2", and reaches 75.5. Gerald, 32-14. He's fighting in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, age 33, a height of 6'1", and reaches 77.5. So I mean, Gerald does have he does have the reach advantage, but Gerald's biggest problem is he's a slow starter, but he can come back like a motherfucker. I'll give Gerald that. Gerald can come back. Who was it? No, it wasn't Darren Wynn. It was somebody else. It was somebody else where he came back, and I was like, yo, Darren, he came back like he, it was a decent fight, but I thought he was on his way to winning it. I thought he kind of did enough to even win that fight. But it is what it is. But Gerald, he has really good jiu-jitsu. He's legit there. And his striking, it's okay. It's not bad, but his last one was a good win for him. He submitted Barboza, power guillotine choke, got him out of there. I was actually proud of him. I was happy for him. He got the W. But I gotta take Muradov by third round TKO. I think what Gerald showed me in the Khamzat fight, the lack of defense over there, just letting your hands that low, and to almost pivot in the area of where the right hand's going to be, it just showed me some bad IQ and just, I wouldn't say bad boxing fundamentals, but just, I don't know if it's a habit of his, but he's really, in the first round, he's bad. Now you might ask me, why don't you take him in, Muradov by first round TKO or KO? Gerald's tough. He's a tough guy. And I'll give him that. I don't think, and Muradov, I don't feel like Muradov is like a knockout artist necessarily. I think he's more of a counter striker. I think he'll look for it. It's not like he's gonna touch you and you're gonna go out. He took his time with Andrew Sanchez and he got him at it. I was actually really happy because I actually predicted third round TKO and he got it. So I'm gonna take him by third round TKO over Gerald Meerschaert. I think he has legit potential to be good. I don't think he's going to be this crazy, exciting fighter that everyone wants him to be. I'm actually predicting that. But I think he's a winner, and that's what matters. He has to win. So it is what it is. And in the main event, I do have a breakdown on this. I'm going to shock everyone. I'm taking Giga Chikadze. I know all the homies right now shaking their heads. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to keep it short. Edson Barboza crossed the line. You can't knock out my boy. You can't knock out two of my boys in Shane Burgos and Dan Hooker. Like the way he did Dan Hooker and Shane murked them. I need some counseling for that. I went to the funerals, right? I can't go to more funerals because of Edson Barboza. Giga Chikadze, I know he was mad at me actually. When we went on the Instagram. And was talking mess to me. He was like, "Why do you hate me?" I don't hate the cat. I really dislike his fan base, but I don't got nothing against the cat. He ain't done nothing bad to me. But Giga, I'm gonna need you to take care of this dude, Edson. I need you to I need a hitman. I remember I wasn't feeling Charles Oliveira, but when Michael Chandler decided to act a fool and do what he did to my boy Dan Hooker, I needed a hitman, and Charles, he did the job. So I'm actually taking Giga by fourth round TKO. Really, the biggest reason why I'm taking Giga 5 rounds, Edson if Edson can take him out. Now, I did watch one of Giga's. He's been finished before in kickboxing, and I checked that out against Matt and Bree. I think that's how you say the guys. He got knocked out in the second round. So if Edson can find that shot, then yeah. But I think Giga's gonna get him. I think the game plan is to get him tired. They're gonna put pressure. They saw what, even Dan Ige did something really well in that fight. Even though I thought he lost, he put a lot of pressure on him. A lot of guys are putting pressure on Edson, and that's basically his kryptonite, his pressure. I think if Giga just plays, now we haven't seen Edson really destroyed in the striking, right? Like besides Justin Gaethje, and that was like a freak knockout. There was an eye poke too. You also got to look at that where he got knocked out. So there was a lot of bad things going into that fight. But for Giga, I think if he puts a lot of pressure on him, he could get him tired and get him out of there in the fourth round. He is a legit kickboxer. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but if he can take care of Edson, maybe I might change my tune. You never know. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm taking Giga by fourth round TKO. I know all the homies right now watching this video shaking their heads at me. I know everyone. But it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm out of here. Go follow me on my Twitter, my Instagram. All those links will be down below in the description box. And also, if you're new, subscribe. Go click the notification button. Like, comment, share the video. Love y'all, and goodbye.